Welcome back to the Spoonie and Caregiver Life podcast with me, your host, Jordan Banderas. And before we get started, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any episodes of your favorite podcast. And let's go ahead and get into today's episode. Now, have you ever asked yourself the question, what is something that is holding me back in my recovery? This is a very important question because as Spoonies, we need to ask this question a lot throughout our journey. The reason behind this is because we're going to have good days where we're doing so well and have our illnesses under control. And everybody has those good days. We love them. But then something happens and we are back to square one, which unfortunately sucks. It happens a lot. It happens to my wife, it happens to me, and possibly happens to you as well. That's why I want to talk about it. But when things happen, we don't tend to look at our environment to see if anything is either holding us back or tripping us in our healing. But unfortunately, a lot of times what causes us to fall back can be our own families. When you realize that and you're like, I can't believe they're doing this. But here's the thing though, they might not do it on purpose because as a family, they're going to love you, but we have to remember that we are dealing with our parents and family members from an older generation that is set in their ways. The older generation that didn't believe in mental health, or unless you show symptoms or the illness itself, they don't believe it. That's pretty much how it was back then when a lot of our parents or family members were raised. So now they're still showing that thinking, right? Because here's the thing though, when they hold you back, they might not understand that you're tired, depressed, in pain, or even that you need to take time away from them so you can heal because they don't see it that way. They were not raised that way. And another reason is because they don't know what is going on with you. They don't see it. The illness that you have is invisible. They don't really understand depression or anxiety because they don't really suffer from it. So how are they going to understand that? So what they do sometimes is that they may pass shame and judgment onto you. So sometimes we feel judged by our own families, right? But the reason is because they don't see anything wrong with their actions. And our families are essential to us, but sometimes they become too needy because of their age. That's another thing though. Like when they grow older, technology gets faster or more complicated for them. So they want you to fix, help, or do everything they don't understand because it's too advanced. It's literally just too advanced for them. Even in their personal problems, they will ask you for their problems. I mean, how to fix their problems. Has that ever happened to you? It happened to me so many times. And what that's going to do, that's going to put stress on you because you might want to take time for yourself so you can recharge from a long day. So you have to find the time to help them and heal, which it can be challenging because sometimes your family, and if you live with them, they literally want you to be on call 24/7. And I'm not dogging on them or anything like that. That's just pretty much what happened with me, and I see it a lot with my friends and people that I know. So when you're going through that, you have to find the time to help them and heal. Like I said, it can be challenging. This is something that I had to deal with my family. And here's what they did though. They will ask me to help them with their cars, computers, cell phones, pretty much anything they needed help with, which it was a lot. I remember times where I was so tired after work and I will have to help my mom with her computer, with her cell phone, car, or help my brother because he got in some sort of trouble anytime, literally. And the reason why they did that a lot, at least my family, the way that I see it, is because I was pretty much the only one that will read the instructions sometimes, literally. That's That's the way that I see it, and probably the same thing happens to you. And for me, at least, it was an expectation to help my family, no matter if it was in pain, depressed, or I was having the worst day of my life. But after dealing with this for years, I realized that I couldn't pour from an empty cup. I was so empty that I didn't have the energy to work on my own issues. And that's why I'm bringing this up again, because I see this a lot nowadays. And after living like this my entire life, my family and I got in a huge fight over money. And I have shared this story before. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back at that point. I was so tired of dealing with them that I stepped away from my family. And to be honest, it has been the best thing that I have ever done, because it made me realize that taking care of them stopped me from taking care of myself, which should be my number one priority. And of course, this should be your number one priority too, no matter what. If you put yourself behind your family, if you put yourself, I mean, if you put somebody before you, that means that you're going to take care of them first, and then with whatever energy you have left, you're going to take care of you. But sometimes you don't have enough energy, right? And here's the thing about this, though: having to step away from your family so you can work on yourself can be, and will be, if you ever decide to do something like that, will be challenging, because it can bring a lot of anxiety and deep feelings that you might not want to deal with. This may make you feel alone and out of place, because probably you have never done anything like this. Like, it doesn't happen very often, right? Until you're probably like a teen, or in the older ages, or you become a little bit more wiser, so you can take care of yourself. So this is literally like stepping out of your comfort zone. But sometimes, depending on how your family treats you and holds you back with whatever you're going through, it might have to be done. But this is not for them. Remember that. This is not for them. This is for you, because once you step away and create the necessary boundaries, you can start talking to them again without them holding you back. I did this with my family, and it was hard. I'm not going to lie, but I needed to do it for myself. So now I can actually talk to my mom, and thanks to the boundaries that I set in place, she cannot make me feel bad for not being able to help her. And she doesn't expect me to help her all the time now. Now she uses my brother. Good for them. And all of this has allowed me to have more time with for myself and my wife, which is essential, especially on a relationship. And it should be the same thing if you're having a relationship with your spoonie or your caregiver, or whatever relationship you need to work on as well. So if you decide to take away, I mean, if you decide to take time away from your family to work on yourself, know that you're going to have to rely on your caregiver, your closest friends to get through this. This is so important, which I know you can. And once you do, you will come out stronger than ever before, because it's something that you have to do sometimes for yourself. So think about it that way. It's like, it's not about them. This is about me and my mental health. And like I said, I have seen this a lot with closest friends, with people that I work with, where parents, like, literally, they call them all day, they put all this stress on them, and they're sick, and they can really take care of themselves. So that's why I wanted to share this with you guys, and I hope you guys are enjoying the episodes. And thanks to you, we're growing more, we're having more listeners, we're reaching more people. That's all thanks to you. So because of that, I want to ask for your help so we can actually keep reaching more people. So don't forget to share, like, subscribe, And you can also invite your friends to the community. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, where we have the Facebook page and the community as well, and also on TikTok. And if you want to share your story, you can do it anonymously at the Spoonie and Caregiver Life at gmail.com, or also you can actually post that on the community. And with that said, thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. I love the feedback. I really do. That's why we're improving the podcast even more. And I'll leave you like always. Always take care of yourself and have a great day.